All right, let's get right into it. Today we're tackling a huge idea, one that's right at the heart of everything we're going through. It's this paradox. We're living in a world that's smarter than ever, but are we any wiser? We're going to explore the incredible challenges this gap creates, and importantly, the amazing tools we actually have to navigate what feels like a world in massive transition.
So let's just kick things off with this quote, because it really cuts right to the chase. Our species is literally called Homo sapiens, which means wise man. But is that really accurate? We're brilliant, for sure. We're incredibly smart. But there's a growing sense that our cleverness has outpaced our wisdom. It's like, yeah, we can build a rocket to Mars, but can we build a peaceful, sustainable world right here? And that really gets us to the core question, doesn't it? What is the actual difference? Well, being smart is about the how. It's about solving complex problems, building incredible technology, getting things done. But wisdom is about the why and the what-ifs. It's about having the foresight and the perspective to understand the deeper consequences of our actions. And this, right here, just perfectly illustrates that gap between smarts and wisdom. We are facing, without a doubt, the most complex challenges in all of human history. Challenges that demand we all work together. And yet, what are we doing? We're letting ourselves get torn apart by conflict. Our intelligence has given us unbelievable power, but our lack of collective wisdom means we too often just turn that power on ourselves. And in that game, everybody loses.
Okay, so this might sound a little dramatic, but the feeling is that the world we've known for the past, say, 80 years, it's ending. And that can feel pretty scary, pretty unsettling. But what if it's not an ending to be afraid of? What if it's actually a massive opportunity for a new beginning?
Now, this is a really fascinating way to look at it. That whole era after World War II, with its particular global order, its economic rules, its patterns of consumption, that wasn't normal. It was actually a historical anomaly. And let's be honest, it was completely unsustainable. So the fact that it's ending isn't some great failure. It's more like a necessary correction, a chance to actually build something that can last.
So if our world is going through such a deep transition, what are the big forces that are driving all this change? Well, according to the State of the World Forum, you can boil it all down to 4 fundamental truths that are shaping absolutely everything right now. First up, and this is the one that's impossible to ignore, our planet's health. We're not talking about a slow, distant problem anymore. This is an accelerating ecological collapse that's hitting our climate, our water, our food, the very foundations of how we live.
Second, there's this growing sense of fragility in all our systems. You see it in global politics, you feel it in the economy, and you can even see it in our own local communities. The stable, predictable structures that we used to count on, they just feel more and more shaky. And number 3, AI. We have unleashed a technology that is just moving at a mind-boggling exponential pace. This isn't just another tool like the internet. No, this is a force that's completely rewriting the rules for work, for creativity, for what it even means to be intelligent.
And finally, this one is a bit of a mind-bender. Our entire concept of what intelligence is expanding. This points to a growing recognition in both scientific fields and ancient traditions that there might be other forms of consciousness out there. Ones that aren't human and maybe not even from Earth. It forces us to ask, are we really the only intelligent game in town?
So, let's just pause for a second and take that all in. An accelerating ecological crisis, growing instability in all our systems, an exponential AI that's changing everything, and the potential discovery of non-human intelligences. I mean, any one of these would be enough to define an entire generation, but they are all happening right now, at the same time. That's a level of complexity we have never, ever had to deal with before.
Okay, that's a lot. It sounds pretty overwhelming, right? But here is the most crucial part of this whole conversation. We are not helpless. We are not flying blind into this future. We actually have an incredible set of navigational tools. Think of it like a dashboard of different intelligences we can use to chart a new path forward.
And this table lays out that dashboard perfectly. First, we have our own human intelligence, our unique blend of creativity, reason, and empathy. Then there's natural intelligence, the deep, inherent wisdom you see in ecosystems that have perfected balance and sustainability over millions of years. Then you've got the sheer, raw processing power of artificial intelligence. And finally, there's cosmic intelligence, which invites us to listen for perspectives far, far beyond our own. The real challenge is learning to use all 4 of them together.
Let's zoom in for a second on the 2 we're wrestling with the most right now, human and artificial. Our intelligence is based on consciousness, on lived experience, on emotion. We're great at nuance, creativity, and asking moral questions. AI, on the other hand, is built on data and algorithms. It excels at finding patterns at a massive scale and operating at incredible speeds. See, they're not competing, they're complementary. They're the perfect team, as long as we use our uniquely human wisdom to steer AI's incredible power.
But beyond these different types of intelligence, we also have another incredible resource we can tap into. It's like this vast, deep reservoir of human experience that has guided our ancestors for thousands of years. It's a different kind of map, but one that's just as important for the road ahead.
This ancient wisdom, it comes to us through things like prophecy, sacred scriptures, and deep-rooted traditions. And look, I know these can seem like artifacts from a bygone era, but they are packed with relevant insights. Think about it. Our traditions hold time-tested knowledge about building strong communities. Our sacred texts wrestle with the exact same questions of ethics and power that we're facing with AI today. These aren't just old stories, they're deep wells of wisdom waiting for us.
So this is where it all comes together. We have these powerful new navigational tools for the future, these 4 intelligences, and at the same time we have access to this deep, time-tested wisdom from our past. We have everything we need. The only question left is the big one. Can we finally put them together? Can we integrate our incredible smarts with profound wisdom and at long last truly earn our name, Homo sapiens, the wise human?